Last year I did something called LarryBoy Vlogs Month. Now the reception was fairly good as far as views were concerned, so much so that one of the videos got limited ads on YouTube for a short while. How did that happen? Well, your guess is as good as mine. So this year I want to do it again, only this time we'll look at the classic LarryBoy episodes, as well as the cartoon adventure series, LarryBoy and the Bad Apple. And yeah, as much as I don't want to revisit this, the League of Incredible Vegetables. By the way, we're also going to cover the super shorts from the cartoon adventure series, which will be just one video. So that gives you a total of 9 videos this month, at the very least. And again, just like last time, this will be like Doug Walker's Disney-cember videos that he does every year. So sit back and enjoy the first installment of this year's LarryBoy Vlogs Month. It's fitting that we start this month with the video that started it all. Though, to be fair, Dave and the Giant Pickle was his first appearance in VeggieTales. But his very first official adventure was LarryBoy and the Fib from Outer Space. This sci-fi meets Batman scenario was a pretty surprisingly good premise, even for a superhero video. But with that said, this was during the time when VeggieTales was just starting to flesh out their superhero mascot. The video starts off with people in Bumbleyburg noticing something in the sky, and of course, LarryBoy is called in to investigate. The fallen object turns out to be a space alien called Fib, who tricks Junior Asparagus into lying about who broke a plate, and Junior's lies are what caused Fib to grow into a big and destructive monster. He even kidnaps Junior and is then confronted by LarryBoy, who, by the way, finally confronts him after missing him not once, not twice, but 3 times. And this is where all the action takes place. You have the hero racing to the rescue, and people heading to the tower to watch as a boy is held hostage by a giant space alien. But the hero gets captured too, and we finally learn that the ultimate goal for the Fib is that he wants to eat people. Which may seem like a cop-out because, well, they had to throw in as many monster cliches for this guy as possible. And then Junior admits to breaking the plate, and that's when the Fib is defeated. And here's where you have the biggest problem with this video that people won't shut up about. In fact, the franchise even repeats this same mistake in LarryBoy and the Rumorweed, where the title hero doesn't really save the day. We have a side character solving the problem instead, which could have been solved a few scenes earlier. And this introduces us to the bigger picture, having scenes that are either slow or awkward. Although this video is a half-hour long, well, you know, back when all VeggieTales videos were a half-hour long, I felt like there were some missed opportunities that would have made this story better. Here are some of the questions that I had. Where were Junior's parents during his kidnapping? And why doesn't anyone else notice the Fib until later on when he's huge? You know, what could have been opportunities? As for the awkwardness, well, the unnecessary close-ups were what bugged me the most. Like, sure, use them for suspense, but in a scene that's not suspenseful, for example, when LarryBoy shuts off his screen and says, "There are no space aliens in Bumbleyburg," why even have a close-up? Just wait until later on when he rides up to the water tower in a plane. Trust me, it gets weird. Another thing that was awkward about this video was some of the lines. There's this one point where the Fib lies to Junior about growing, and then he leans forward into the camera and says,
"But Junior, I will always be your little Fib."
Dude, don't ever do that again. But outside the slow pace and the awkwardness, there are some good ideas from this video. While the Fib's rampage wasn't Godzilla standards, it was still pretty good, especially for something VeggieTales related. What's great about it are the angles used when he steps on cars, passes by buildings, and even hits some of the buildings. Well, that is, except for this one angle that just rubs me the wrong way. But all kidding aside, you'll get most of the action when the Fib is attacking Bumbleberg and when LarryBoy races to the rescue. I especially like this scene when the Fib gets in Junior's face. Or is Junior in his face? It's kind of hard to tell. And he tells Junior about how lies can devour a person, which means, yeah, threatening someone that you'll eat them isn't much of a shocker because I had a gut feeling that that would happen. But nonetheless, that scene was done really well, surprisingly. But what's also not a shocker, unfortunately, is that the parents were none of the wiser this whole time until the end when they reunite with Junior. And one of them even says that what Junior had gone through with the Fib was quote-unquote punishment enough. I mean, come on, why would you say that? Your kid was held hostage by a monster and was almost killed. So again, why would you say that? Now, don't get me wrong, the parents looked really concerned in that scene where everyone was staring up at the tower. But then this movie had the audacity to throw that concern away with that silly line. You know what a better line would have been? Well, son, it was wrong for you to lie like that. But we're really sorry that we didn't look after you at the time. And then the father can say that Junior can tell the truth the first time. Overall, the boredom and cheesiness can catch on really quick in this video. Although this was VeggieTales' first attempt at giving LarryBoy his own video, the story wasn't perfect. In fact, I wanted to see more of the Fib scheming and doing a little more damage to the city. That way it would give LarryBoy some more stuff to work with, you know? So if you want to skip the boredom that this video has to offer, I'd say fast forward to where the Fib is kidnapping Junior and then stop when he shrinks back down to size and disappears. Because anything outside of that is either slow or awkward. Ugh. Please don't show me that again. In all fairness though, it's not perfect, but it's a pretty good start to a superhero's legacy.